Giveaway, you say? Oh, yeah. Figure Fight Club is the official giveaway channel of Action Figure YouTube.
Thank you, members, for the love you bring, for every shared story and the joy you sing. To our sponsors, your support's the key. Together we build this legacy. Collectors unite in this fight we thrive. Figure Fight Club, our passions alive. Yeah. Unboxings and battles, the thrill of every find. Trading tales and treasures. Flash in the night. Join the Figure Fight Club, where legends ignite. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes drawn. Transform and roll out, let's take a stand. In the ring of toys, we'll make our stand. From Megatron to Starscream, they're ready to fight. With every twist and turn, they light up the night. Collectors gather round, it's a sight to behold. With stories of valor and legends retold. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, corrosion. Transform and roll out, let's take a stand. In the ring of toys, they'll make our stand. So grab your figures, let's make some noise. In the arena of action, we're all just toys. With every epic showdown, we'll cheer, we'll shout. In the Decepticast, there's no room for doubt. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes drawn. Transforming all out, let's take a stand.
What is happening, everybody? How are your ears? It's Monday evening. I guess from the chat we can all tell that we might be talking about Astrotrain and his problems with Energon Ozempic. I don't know, but anyways, before we get to that, let's bring in my co-host. Everybody, welcome Anna to the stream.
You didn't warn me that we were going to be body shaming Astrotrain tonight.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I mean, I alluded to a little bit last night.
You did. Yeah,
Yep.
Poor Astrotrain. He deserves better.
Yep. But before we get to that, how are you doing? And do you have anything to show off this evening?
You know, I brought some stuff tonight because I thought I would. I thought that might be like nice and all. Since we have less news, I thought maybe we do like an old-fashioned toy haul type deal between us. Now, just like the Astrotrain body shaming, I didn't consult you, so you might have like half a toy to show, and I brought several. But
I have several.
Nice. We're on the same wavelength. So there was a toy store opening this weekend in my city, which is really cool. There's a new used toy store that sells, all collectible, different types of toys of various sorts. And they seem to have a very large selection of Star Wars, little bits of everything else, and a couple little enclaves of Transformers. And their little enclaves of Transformers are just a teeny bit smaller because I kind of dug through them. So I ended up, this is very timely considering that the Transformers, the movie 40th anniversary, blah, 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 Hound just came out. And you know what? Instead of getting that one, I decided to go back about, I don't know, 20 years, go back and get Classics Hound again. Because he was there. He was inexpensive. And you know what? I think I like this one best out of the deluxe scale hounds that are out there as options. It's a nice little toy. It transforms nicely. And you know what? Like we always talked about how when Siege came out, it was like, ooh, ankle tilt. We're finally getting ankle tilt. He had ankle tilt. So it's like he's like, hey guys, I have ankle tilt. Now I need to learn the strategies of tidying up ball joints because just like my original, his legs are very loose. But once I do that, he'll be pretty much perfect. I just think he's a, slightly better design than the other Hound toys that we've gotten. I enjoy him. And he does come with his Ravage. So his best friend ever. His little Ravage, which to me, I got Hound again. I was like, man, this thing has aged wonderfully. Like, it's just as good as I remember, maybe better. The Ravage, not as much. Like, I remember thinking this was like the best Ravage. I often agree with Zeldron, our friend, about this being the better of the Ravages. But honestly, I think that both the MP Ravage and the Fans Toys version of MP Ravage are both better than this, which is fine. This is an old accessory to come with the deluxe toy, but it's still a fun thing. So yeah, I was happy to get him again. Happy to have my Hound back.
Nice.
Your turn. Let's see turns.
All right. So before I show one of the things I picked up this week, I want to say hello to everybody. Welcome Zaldron, Jedi Ben, Toyamic Trey, Roll Keeper. Welcome back, Roll Keeper. Haven't seen you in a while, sir. Glad to see you can come back. And then Lou jumped in the chat. Nico Tronus, he's crashing, but he wanted to let us know that Blocky's Wave 8 and 9 Galaxy are hitting Walmart.
Oh no.
So I am glad I don't have any 8 and 9, and if I can get them for under $5 a piece, I will be getting in more Galaxy class, I guess.
Yeah, sounds like it. Jeez.
Yeah. And then Zakanan, the only reason he is here is because of you, Anna. I am just
to Rumblebee in the chat.
And then Action Joe Figs, welcome you guys. So, Nico Tronos brought up Blockies, and last week, Thursday I do a show where I build Blockies, and I was going to build something, and then the same day that I was going to build something, is this the right one? This one showed up. Defender version 4. And if you guys don't know, I am building Bruticus, and I didn't have this for 5. So this one has who does this one have? This one has Brawl. It also, I don't know why I'm showing the box. I got Scourge, which he comes with his little hand beam. What is that in reference to? Does anybody know? I'm sure Zaldron might know. We got Rumble with his little spring-loaded shoulder pylons.
The Rumble's cool. Pretty cool.
They're just like a T or a Y joint, and it just uses that pressure of that to give you the spring effect. We got Shockwave, not clear Shockwave. Rodimus Prime in his Winnebago mode, and he opens up, and his turret comes up, and you can put another Blocky in there to drive.
I really like that feature.
I got Blitzwing in that set. Really good looking Blitzwing. Colors pop, especially that yellow helmet. We got a clear Hound, so I got a Hound this week.
Hounds for everyone.
Shatterglass Megatron. Rodimus Prime in robot mode. And then I didn't open up Raw. I'm saving that for when I do Bruticus. Fun fact, Anna will be joining me on that live build when it's Bruticai week. So tune in Thursday, 2 weeks from now. Not this Thursday, next Thursday.
Yep. I'm saving mine.
And then I got the shiny Grimlock. It doesn't pop too much, but it is like the shiny variant.
I have them too.
That's my first pickup. Transform.
Do you believe that Grimlock is the beginning of a combiner or not?
100. Like how wide his chest is, or his hips. These are gonna pop off, and you're gonna put a Volcanicus head right on top of that.
See, I feel like he really does give that vibe, but Snarl, I don't know if you played with him yet, but he does not give that vibe at all.
Right, but his tail does come off, and you could use that. His tail
does come off. You could have some things going on. He's also kind of ugly, so I just didn't really love the little Snarl, but...
So yeah, that pops off, and that looks
pretty
like
easy.
A foot pops in.
Yeah, it could. He could foot. I don't think he could arm. He could foot
Right.
though. So perhaps. I mean, probably yes, but
Well, I mean, look at all the pieces they added for Bruticus. Like, it's more pieces in Bruticus than there was at Devastator. Of course, Devastator had 6 members.
we just talked about dinosaurs. So I will segue into a dinosaur story. It'll be a quick one because there's just not a lot to show off. That can be my quote of the year so far. So I wanted to show off another dinosaur. So I have had a complete set of G1 Dinobots for quite a long time. Probably, gosh, I think I got them in high school. So that dates it a little bit, right? I've had them for over 20 years. I have upgraded a couple of them over the years because they all started in pretty bad condition. I got like a really good swoop now with all its accessories. And my slag I had forever, he has a little break where this comes off quite easy. He's not in great condition, so he's always been good enough. He was missing one of his little leg covers here, just various things wrong with them. So at that same store, I found a very nice condition slag for a good price.
Nice.
With all his accessories. I haven't had the accessories for mine in a long time. They were actually lost in a move. So I was really glad to get the accessories back, get a nice looking slag. And now I will forever have the question of, is he real? Because those of you who might be aware, the Dinobots have never gotten reissued, right? They are one of the G1 figures that never got reissued for one reason or another. I won't get into all that. However, they were knocked off a few years back by some random Chinese factory that knocked off very high quality with the boxes knockoffs of the Dinobots. So it is possible that the excellent sticker condition and excellent condition overall of the slag is because he's a knockoff. Or it could be because he was just really well taken care of. I don't know the answer to that question. I am leaning authentic at this point. I've gone back and forth about 80 times investigating him. It's actually kind of hard to find the differences when they're high quality knockoffs, right? If it was a low quality knockoff, the plastic would be clear. But he's even got a nice rub sign and all sorts of things going on. So
are you saying we need a better site to be able to decipher that information?
We need a site that's very well built to find out those things. It talks about all the different variants and all the different knockoffs and all the different things. If ever I have a resource like that, perhaps I will be able to fully identify my little dinosaur friends. But until then, I'm really happy to have them because my display is I have the Studio Series 86 Dinobots in robot mode because their robot modes are amazing. And then I have the G1 Dinobots surrounding them in dinosaur mode because the Studio Series 86 dinosaur modes are not that great. And the G1 actually does a great job of representing their dinosaur modes. So my display is just a little bit nicer now because, as you can see, like my old one, he doesn't really have any stickers or anything. He's kind of a hot mess. So I'm happy. So that was number 2. What you got, Caleb?
All right, so my second thing, technically it's my last thing, but so fresh from Show Z, Defender Wave 5.
There it
just
is.
showed up on my doorstep like an hour ago. You know how they're whatever they're using to do these deliveries that come at like 8 to 9 o'clock at night. I kind of like it.
I got that one at 10:15 a couple weeks ago. It was so weird.
I used to have them shipped to my work because that was when they used to funnel through the USPS. Now, one time, like something showed up at the middle of the night at work, and I'm like, that's a half-hour drive. And I chanced it and found it there the next day. So I have these come to my house now. But so this will have the last 2 members that I need for Bruticus. This has Swindle and Onslaught, along with who else is in there? We have Optimus Prime's trailer with Roller, Sunstreaker, Cyclonus, Sideswipe, Jetfire, Reflector, Shattered Glass, Soundwave. Is that a clear Optimus Prime? And then Galvatron. So this is what I'll be building this Thursday. So come check me out 10:30 p.m. on my channel, and we'll be doing a build. So
I
that'll
like
be
anytime you get a good Sunstreaker and Sideswipe together that actually look nice together, and those two do. They're cute.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be all in on the Defender stuff for right now. I didn't buy the first 2 box. I just bought the Constructicons out of it from Collecticon when I was just wanting to get Devastator, and they've been fun little builds. So I think I'm gonna go back and get those 2 boxes, and then I might get the 3rd one, and then just give the Devastator bits to my son, and then the 3rd Wave 3, whatever, to my son. Because he's digging.
I don't know what to do with Defender. I thought I was all in on Defender forever, but the last few sets I put together, which was 5 and 6, I just, man, like the repetition just got to me. Like with all the different, robot bodies being the same. And then so many of them come with the same exact gun. And for some reason, I don't know why, I don't even like weapons for my toys, really. For some reason, that really bugs me that they all have the same gun.
I like Defender Wave 6 because we got all the Beast Wars characters and we got something different.
And I didn't put those together. Maybe I should, right? Like, I was thinking about trying to see if a friend wanted them, because I'm thinking I might just pull the plug on Defender and stop doing it at this point. Because, a certain spouse of mine made the point that, like, gosh, you sure have gotten a lot of Defenders in the last year. A lot of these little ones that what are you going to do with them all? And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with them all.
Well, and that's what's nice about them. Like, from my point of view, they don't take up a whole lot of space. So that's, and they're doing combiners. Those are the 2 points that are pushing me that way. And it feels like we're getting to do Volcanicus next. So
I know, and that might get me to stay. I might end up staying a little bit longer just to get them, just to do Volcanicus. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens, because I might decide to run away.
And
but
then,
I will go ahead.
I was just gonna say I saw a couple more sneak in. I saw HGC sneak in along with Shogun Omega. Thank you guys for hopping in. Did you have anything else to show off?
I do. So I said I do the whole shebang. So I'm gonna do one really fast. I'm just gonna say that this came today, and there he is.
Mine's in the mail.
All his pretty, all his prettiness, all of his
La Film.
Le Film. For some reason, he is French Hot Rod. Oh gosh, that makes sense. What if it's a joke? What if it's a joke on Hot Rod being French in the live action?
Oh yeah.
What if it was all a gag the whole time? What if someone
Hot Rod
in the packaging department was just having themselves a good little laugh by putting in the French, because Hot Rod is French? I'm going with it. That's my narrative. I'm telling myself my wacky story.
You might have to put that in the Discord and let Mr. Starscream know and put him in his place.
Gosh, that'll make him so angry. I love it. It'll be so fun to watch him react to that little story I just made up and immediately.
Well, so to say, I can always clip the do like a
perfect. Yeah, my realization.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show off one more thing, because I decided I was going to start showing off an oddity every week. I would start showing off something from my collection that I haven't got to show off in a long time, just because, I have a large collection and I don't really get to show it off very often unless I just, kidnap people and take them to my basement, which I don't do often. So I thought I would show off because we are coming up to TFCon LA and our book club. We spent quite a while last night talking about, what's the exclusives going to be? I want to talk about some real old TFCon exclusives. The first time I ever went to a TFCon, I did the custom panel, the figure customization panel, and it was one of the most impressive custom panels they've ever done, where they gave us Fans Project Severo, which was their Grimlock, and had us take him all the way apart. This dude is loaded with sprains and complicated bits, and take him all the way apart and repaint him in G2 colors. So he became a blue Grimlock over the course of an 8-hour day of sitting around painting.
That is crazy. That was a custom class figure.
Yeah, this was my first Transformers custom. He's not perfect. He's not perfect by any means, but it was quite the long project to do this guy. And it was really fun just to, go through all that. I learned a lot about taking apart figures, putting them back together, and all that good stuff. And it was a good time. And I also have many, many, many years later, after Fans Project had long shut down, and we knew that we would never get another Fans Project toy ever again, another so-called TFCon exclusive, we had another G2 Grimlock made out of Severo. This was like, this was the October 2016 show. This was probably like, 21, 22, something like that. Many years later, after Fans Project was gone, we got the yellow G2 Severo. They came out not too long before the Hasbro version, right? It was
You mean like they knew Hasbro was going to release one, and so they figured
like
might as well strike?
It's like they knew. So I really do think that he's a very pretty and weird thing. I do think that this is a very fun, nostalgic thing. I loved Fans Project. This is the second week in a row I've showed off Fans Project. I showed off their Monstructor last week. I really loved their stuff. It was very stylized, very different. Not too terribly expensive, and very sharp. Like if you transform it without being too careful, you will cut yourself.
Yeah.
The sharp edges. Good toys though. Very fun.
So maybe whoever was a designer for King's Toys started off the Fans Project?
It's totally possible. I would not be completely surprised to learn such a thing.
Right.
So yeah, that's my fun for tonight. I just thought I'd show off something old and unique, and not that many people probably own two G2 Severos. So
early third party.
It's almost like middle school third party though, because there's older third party that is significantly less impressive than Fans Project. I'll show that off next time.
Let's see. Well, I guess let's get ready and start the slideshow.
Let's do it.
I also want to thank Stu for lunch, one of my fellow hosts for Men on Films on Saturday night. Thanks for hopping in, sir. So yeah, if you guys
thanks for your comments and everything, friends.
If you guys didn't notice, the name of this episode is Jettison Some Weight. Astrotrain struggles with the scale. So that kind of alludes to what we will see in a little bit.
See, okay, you told me that title last night. I didn't get it. I thought you meant Skell, as in like Skell compared to other Transformers. Because he's a known mass shifter, right? Because he becomes big enough to hold everyone else. So I thought he was struggling with toy Skell, not
the scale you step on. Yeah, but I mean, you could take it multiple directions, though. You went a completely different direction than I was thinking as I was making up the title. So
seems that I did. Shame on me.
Like we do with every week, we start off with official toy news, and it's brought to you by our sponsor.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Yeah. Yo, not right, man.
We now return to the Transformers.
And head on over to collecticontoys.com and use the code FFC10, and you will get 10% off your entire order. And like I mentioned to you earlier, he does do individual blockies. So if you want to buy the whole case, just pick and choose which one you want. There might be a little bit of a markup or so, but I mean, it beats buying the whole thing, and that's how I did my Devastator. So it's a good option to have.
Because if you get the whole thing, you have a lot of blockies. 60 in the first year. And already this year, we've gone up to 72.
Yeah. Though, maybe with Chinese New Year, it just feels like nothing's come out. But it feels like there's been a bit of a slowdown. I don't know if it's related.
Maybe. I kind of hope it's true.
Yeah. Well, they're getting so many other IPs. It might be overwhelming to.
Yeah, they've been showing off their Mega Man and their Naruto. They've been showing off their big Kurama.
Yeah, they just showed off Ultraman, I think, blocky wheels.
Oh yeah.
So,
But over to Japan now.
Yeah. So our friends at Takara, like we saw some of this stuff. I think a couple days prior to these images, there was teaser images, and one of them fooled you, Anna. You was thinking it was something new till you realized what it was.
I did. I saw someone else get fooled by the Minibots one, which was way funnier. They accidentally made up Missing Link Minibots, which was really funny to me. But yes, I was fooled by the second Japan set because I completely forgot about these two. I completely forgot about Flying Squirrel Ninja B and Megatron that turns into some sort of dinosaur animal dog.
It was like a warthog, right?
Yes, it's a warthog. But it's a dinosaur animal dog now.
Yeah. Yeah, like
yeah,
Zaldron
not that
said,
exciting, but there they are.
In Japan, they're getting the second set before they're getting the first set. It's so weird. Well, the other thing they're kind of doing a little bit different, they're merging like the studio series with the More Than Meets the Eye stuff because they threw Sunstreaker in with Hot Rod and Hound. Now it says in there, it says More Than Meets the Eye for Hound and Hot Rod, but they're both TS24, TS25, TS26. So really, really weird how they're organizing this.
Yeah, because remember, we don't have numbers anymore. It's just studio series, pink guy.
Yep. And then there's two kind of exclusive things that they're getting that we won't get that we haven't got here, but like the Dramatic Capture series, Hasbro Pulse will definitely get them. BBTS will. So like if you're in on the Revenge of the Fallen, Optimus Prime stealing Jetfire's parts mode, then you can do that. And then also probably something any Masterpiece collector or just cassette collectors might want to pick up. I know we mentioned it prior to when we saw this reveal, but if you need a Rat Bat, that is probably your best bet at getting a Rat Bat.
You know how many years my Ravage didn't have a nose?
Because you didn't know it. Yeah. If I didn't watch like a review video, I probably would have never known that nose flips out like that.
Took a long time before mine had a nose. Yeah, I might have to get the Rumble and Frenzy just because it's a slightly different coloration. My little friend Rumble.
Yeah, and so if you guys wasn't here the week we talked about this, these are the old MP molds from like 2015, 2014, and they've just upgraded their deco to be more tune accurate.
Yeah.
Like they did with Soundwave at the end of last year with the MPM. I don't even remember the number anymore, but it was a tune accurate Soundwave, which was the same mold from like 2014.
Yet in MPG news, a lot of people have Style Gen, and there's been a few opportunities of Style Gen Prime coming up for slightly lower prices, like Show Z. I'm really tempted to go in and get it because I just really do love Style Gen Prime, and I skipped them. Might have to go for them. Might have to go all in on MPG.
Like even on the repaints?
Well, I want these two. I want Rumble and Frenzy.
And
I do have a Rat Bat.
Yeah. You have the MMC Rat Bat, right? Or do you have one of these molds, this mold?
I have MMC's only Rat Bat they've made, the Senator Rat Bat. But I do also have the MP Rat Bat KO version. They came with the evil tape core that you can still find in many places for sale.
And there was one other time this mold was used. It was in a G.I. Joe convention pack. It was like a Ninja Force pack that had like the green G2 Megatron. Was that like a Classics Megatron? They turned it into the G2 colors.
Yeah, they have a very small Megatron. They turned it into G2 colors, and it also came with toaster, the blaster repaint, and some pieces of toast. And it also came with Green Ravage. What is Green Ravage's name again? Cat face, cat scan, cat people.
Was that the
cat
one that had
lover,
like
cat
the leash
lady.
and bareness, or was that a different one?
It has Scarlet, and it has
That's right.
Biggles Jones.
Yeah,
Dr.
the
Biggles
doctor.
Jones.
Yeah. But yeah,
What oddities.
I am happy with my Fans Toys cassettes, so I won't be partaking in these.
The Fan Toys cassettes are good. I
Yeah.
don't personally think they're better, but I think they're good. They're different. They went for a different version of these guys.
Yeah.
I don't think they're worse. I just don't think they're better either. I think they're about the same goodness level.
Right. And I still have the best version of that Ravage. I have the one that came with the Thunder Machine Soundwave.
Yeah. You got the not quite Hellback version.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to YOLO Park. Now we've seen a bunch of images of this Primal and Dinobot, but these are like they send these to reps or whatever to purchase. So we kind of get a breakdown of what pieces come with Optimus Primal. So you can see he's got different faces, different hands, and a pair of swords. And then Dinobot, I think does it have a light up feature? I don't remember. But
Feels like you should.
maybe I'm just getting confused with the MP. But yeah. And then here's
It
Dinobot.
feels like you should.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be an MP replacement for so many people.
Right. Especially Dinobot.
Yeah.
How much that MP is probably what, $3 bills, $400?
It's
No.
a stupid price. I don't even want to think about it.
But that's probably going to be your best looking and decent price for Dinobot. I think I saw these are right around 60 because they're not pros. They're AMKs.
Oh, they're not pros.
No, they're not
I
pros.
thought they were pros.
I thought they were
Interesting.
too.
They are nice looking for not being pros.
Yep. Well, I think was what the biggest thing between AMK and AMK Pro is they add diecast to the pros usually.
Yep. Get a little diecast. And diecast isn't appropriate for Beast Wars.
Yep. And while we're on the topic of YOLO Park, here is an AMK Pro. And she is getting in the hands of people over in Asia right now. So this is the Transformers Rise of the Beast RC. And I think this might be the best way to do this character is in an action figure.
I think so too. I think I have her in a couple versions. And I think the action figure versions kind of do her the best.
Yeah. I mean, she can do the poses, that's for sure.
Yep, she was a very athletic character, so that makes sense.
It's like, looking at this, I am kind of tempted just to have her. This looks like a really good figure.
Do you not have a representation? No, you don't have a representation of the character. You
Not
only
this one.
you're not collecting mainline, so yeah. That'll give you a version.
Oh yeah, and these images were supplied by Uranus. I prefer to share his like Chinese name when I credit him on my post because it looks a little bit better than saying photos by Uranus. But yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, maybe because one thing I was saying, like it looks like a lot of her poses she needs the figure stand, but then you look at that picture in the middle top. Like I mean,
Yeah.
But
She's holding up nice.
all right, so now the elephant in the room. Now, let's see. Toyomic Trey did make a comment kind of related to this. I'm so glad I got the dramatic capture Astrotrain passing the new Studio Series 86.
Well, there it is. There they are together. And yeah, dramatic capture looks better. What a surprise. Like we didn't know that was coming.
Right. And I think I checked like last week on eBay. Some people were selling these loose for like $60, $70, I think.
Okay.
And I think it's only going to go up from there.
I mean, it's a leader. It's a good leader. So,
Yep.
might as well get it. Now, does the Dramatic Capture one, does he come with the extra bits?
I think he just comes with that blaster. I don't think he comes with the tinderbox.
That seems right.
And then here's kind of comparisons in alt mode.
Yep.
So like the biggest issue I think everybody had with the Siege mold was his gap that's behind like his the doors or whatever. And I think somebody made like a third-party kit to like cover that up. But
Yeah, I mean,
you know that they had to have heard, hey, this is what people don't like about this Astrotrain. And they do the same thing on the new one. There's just a different type of gap.
well, like, one of the biggest complaints I had with that Astrotrain, honestly, when I held it, was that its alt modes weren't good. And then they fixed them, It's like, be careful what you wish for. This is a monkey paw of an Astrotrain, honestly. Because a lot of us were saying, like, oh, these alt modes weren't good. I wish they would fix it. And they were like, okay, we'll fix it. And we'll ruin the bot mode. Gotcha.
So what is it? You get what you asked for, right?
Yeah, it's a monkey paw. It's great.
Yeah.
Curse wishing. Love it.
And I think of the three modes, the train looks the best of.
The train's great. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good transforming train.
So these pictures were pulled from Prime versus Prime, and I listened to his review today to just hear him. So if you guys haven't heard of Prime versus Prime, he's a Transformers reviewer, younger dude. Very he's always positive, I would say, especially when it comes to Hasbro stuff, just in general. But and he didn't have a whole lot of good things to say about this.
He hates that thing.
Yeah.
And he should. It's like, they know how we display our toys. They know what we do with them. They know we put them up in robot mode. To make a figure that does not look good in robot mode is very flawed.
Yep. And welcome John Paddle and Triple D X3. Thanks for joining us. So here's the start of where things start to break down. It's cool that you can get your toy accurate chest.
It is. I do like that they did that.
Yep.
However, as someone in my life, I can't remember who said it, just let the toy accuracy die, especially if it's Studio Series 86, if it's going to cause you to hurt the figure. Studio Series is not toy accuracy time, and if it's in any way related to the figure being worse, just let it be. Let it go.
Yep. And it doesn't end there.
Yeah, those ski feet are quite the thing.
Yeah. And I can look past backpacks. I can kind of look past the ski feet, but I can't look past this top left picture on the inside of his legs. It's just this gap mess when I know how clean the previous version was. I mean, it wasn't like super clean, but it was a lot cleaner than that.
It was better. It's a downgrade. It's a downgrade in all ways except for alt mode.
Yeah. I mean, they even got like the molded detail on the side of the leg that you see on the train, like on the actual train mode, but that's on the reverse side, so it kind of like incorporates into Transformation.
And we're just not used to this anymore. You know, we're used to, I
Right.
guess, like we're in the era of incremental improvements, right? Every time we get incremental little improvements in our toys, not in incremental decrements, a
Yeah.
little bit worse. This is even a little bit worse. This is a lot of bit worse.
Yeah. It's like they went back to the drawing board and just threw it in the frickin' shredder almost. So, kind of speaking of incremental improvements, here is 4 incremental improvements compared to this. And a lot of these are recent, especially that Thundercracker. That Thundercracker, I have dubbed a mini masterpiece. Haven't handled it, seen a lot of it, and I'm not the only one that has said that.
You say you
Optimus
haven't
Prime,
handled it? I thought you had one.
no, I haven't handled it. I've
Oh.
handled it while it's in the box, so I mean I've had it
Okay.
in hand, just not the actual figure. But and that's a Voyager price point.
Yep,
Where these
it's
others are the
later.
same. Where the others are the same price point. Now, it gets a pass compared to Optimus Prime, but technically that Optimus Prime's a leader price point. We've seen that for the More Than Meets the Eye stuff.
We have.
But so, and then here's just more beating of the dead horse. And then to make matters worse, or where you guys might have a decision, Amazon has already knocked 8% off of this, and now we are at last year's leader price for this guy, or 2 years ago, year and a half. So it has to be, pre-orders have to be poor. I mean, it's sold out on Pulse, but Pulse isn't a barometer. We know that. Even if it's not an exclusive, you can't trust Pulse's sellouts.
No, so you might be safe waiting on it too. Like, we never really like to give that advice because we see things sell out. We pay so much attention, but you might be able to wait on it and get a little bit cheaper. And, you know, we were joking last night about how you might think the DNA would be excited about this particular figure because it needs so much of an improvement. But I think that it needs the same improvement that they gave to the wheelie that came in Studio Series Grimlock, where you just pop off the head and put it on an entirely new body. So I think this might be out of DNA's playbook.
Yeah.
They usually don't make full, 8-inch tall transforming figures, or for how big he is. He's not 8 inches. He's like 6, 7.
So the last slide is what kind of like made me think of this kind of little topic. And this is the last time we had a triple changer with incremental increases. Incremental incremental improvements.
Yep. Yeah, I still need that sprainer. I never got him. Still need him, and now he's expensive.
Is he?
Yes.
So of the mainline Transformers I still own, I have a plethora of Springers.
Nice.
One might say I'm a Springer collector.
I don't think I ever knew you were a sprainer collector. Not me, huh?
So here is our Siege Springer versus our Studio Series 86. Now, they kept a lot of the same stuff. They changed it a little bit. Like the shoulders are a little bit different. They're more tune accurate. There's less like I don't know, flipping and a flopping. They smoothed out his thighs. They smoothed out his biceps, his arms. Gave him more weapons. Gave him a more accurate gun, a more accurate sword, and then a sword that's a propeller sword, as opposed to like that's the propeller back there and the sword's plugged into it. So like I think that was the proper way to upgrade a triple changer. I think they should have just went back to the drawing board with the original mold, tweaked it to make it look more tune accurate, like they did with this Springer, and that sucker would have been selling out, no problem. Just like you said, how expensive this guy is in the aftermarket right now.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think they did a good job with him.
Yep. And I didn't hate this mold to begin with. I mean, he was real kibbly in the legs, but it wasn't a deal breaker. I mean, it's still somewhat clean. Everything's cohesive. The only thing where it looks bad is behind. I can deal with bad legs from behind.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't enjoy the transformation on the original. I don't know why. I just always found it unenjoyable. Like,
Yeah, it's
not
weird.
hard or anything, just unenjoyable. Now I currently have the comic version. Anyone wants to trade me the Series 86 for my comic one, I'll let that happen. The one that came with Wreckers.
Okay, yeah, I have that one as
Yep.
well. I think I have.
Oh, look at you!
Yeah, I have them all. I have multiples of the Siege one because I have one in helicopter mode on a stand. I have, I think, one with Toy Hack stickers with Wrecker stickers all over it. And I think I might have one in car mode, and then I have the Generations Thrilling 30, 2 of those.
Nice. Do you have open and play Big Spring?
I don't have open and play, but I have Unique Toys.
Ah, you need open
And
and
Unique
play.
Toys was an interesting looking Springer because he was just chunky. He was like thick, but like that Unique Toys mold is solid and not that hard to transform.
I've heard good things. Open and play is nice too.
So yeah, and then here's a little bit more of a breakdown. So these were all the parts. So like I don't have the hammer and the missile. Like I didn't need that stuff, but it's stuff that they threw in with it, you know. But I'm gonna say horse has been beaten to death. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else to add. But
It's a very dead horse.
yeah, and I think a lot of people in the chat have agreed and feel the same way. And it's just like I've said before, I am a third-party collector. I collect masterpiece stuff. I am a snob when it comes to Transformers. I'm not going to get it anyways. I just feel bad for the people that were excited thinking they were getting something new on that, you know, the fans that collect this stuff. And like you mentioned, it's like I know Evan and Mark, like I feel like this isn't on them. You know, I would give them a pass on this one, you know.
They've done so many good ones.
I feel like we're seeing like reissues like up the kazoo. We're seeing all these, looks like they're doing cost cutting, and I think this figure was a subject of that.
I think so too. I think something like that happened there.
But where are we at now? So we're going into third-party news. Now this is kind of first-party or whatever official adjacent, but usually the DNA stuff goes here. So have any of you guys ever been to the Toy Hacks' website? Repro Labels. When Patriot Prime was on here, he talked about it a little bit. He does sponsorships with them. They make upgrade kits for existing Transformers, and they are also in the market of building accessories. And Trailbreaker is getting a mask and a sticker upgrade set, and it's turning him into Jackhammer, I think is the mask name.
It's really fun. It's a really fun kit.
Yeah. So they specifically say this is the 5-pack Trailbreaker, but I don't think it'll matter which one you use.
I don't think it really matters.
And the cool thing, if you look at these pictures, it takes the mask and it puts it as like a prop piece to raise the rear of the truck to like look more authentic to Jackhammer.
Yeah, it's really fun what they
Yep.
did here.
And then here's like another little comparison showing it with the box art.
And we're getting a full-on mask revival these days, you know, with
Yeah.
the comic, and we're getting the toys, and now we got this. Maybe they'll do more.
And, typically I'm not a fan of like toy hacks. I think it's loud. I think it's too loud a lot of times. But when they do stuff like this, what was the other thing? They turned Rekgar into like Zartan's bike, or like he looks like Zartan, and you could use them with the dreadnoughts.
Yeah, that was neat. I like that.
When they do stuff like that, I think that's really cool. Didn't they take like you could use like the sideswipe mold and turn it into like the G2 Optimus Prime GoBot?
Yeah. Yeah, they did that one too.
Yeah, so like I said, when they do stuff like that, I think it's really fun. So
yeah, I will say one thing about toy hacks. If you're hearing us talk about it and you're thinking like I should go order a bunch of these, like get one set and try it out, because they're actually pretty difficult. Like these are not easy stickers. They don't try to make them easy to use. They try to make them as nice as possible. That means that if there is a hole that is like, millimeters that they want to fill with a sticker, they're going to make you a like 1.5 millimeter sticker, and you're going to have to put that thing in with tweezers, and you're going to be in pain.
You're going to want tweezers and a heat gun. And another good source is Patriot Primes. He does almost all his figures in these and does tutorials on how to do the stickers. So
yeah, you want those. Like, they're great. They are really good. Like, I think they're really cool. But since I'm kind of bad with stickers, I almost make my stuff look worse when I use them, so I tend to stick away from it.
I spent way too much dough on Nitro Zeus and KSI Boss decals to turn them into G2 Dreadwing and Thundering. Oh, nice.
That's really cool.
Oh, well, while we're on third party,
I'll be back.
Guess who's back?
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
You gotta put your back into it, dumbass.
Oh, boys! I'm back!
So we do have a reissue this week, and it's courtesy of MMC. So they've done Toon Accurate was first, then Toy Accurate. Well, now they're reissuing the Toon Accurate, and I might be tempted.
You should go for it. I really want to encourage you. They're so good.
I know, but I want to get their Devastator too, and so much
infinite money. It's fine.
Oh yeah, right.
Infinite money in space. You'll be okay.
Well, I would like to know if they're doing all of them, because of the one that's the hardest to get, that's the most expensive in the secondary market, is Hotspot. So
it is.
So I think they've already done Streetwise as well. I think Streetwise is on pre-order. But this came from Planet Steel Express, so they're getting these in stock soon. So if anybody wants to partake on Defensor, MMC is probably the best Defensor out there in Masterpiece scale.
I'd say so.
Because X-Transbots is hot booty. It just looks pretty.
Yeah, I'd say this is your best bet. There's Devil Knight. I'll show it off next week because I never showed it on here. There's a Defensor called Devil Knight, and it is the KOS of the Combiner Wars with a built-in upgrade kit that makes it look really great in combine mode. Like as individual bots, it's Combiner Wars figures, but the combine mode is just like, it is a really fantastic shelf piece. Okay. So that's another option for an MP scale. Some weird stuff.
Let's see. Moving on to Legend Scale. Magic Square is teasing their Datsuns and Sunstreak or Smokescreen.
Yeah, so we were talking about the fact that Magic Square hadn't done the Datsuns, and Dr. Wu's are going to be shipping soon. So we're thinking about Datsuns and everything. Back in the day, Magic Square and New Age were not really overlapping that much with what they made. So, like, Magic Square did Sideswipe. New Age just now got their Sideswipe out, right? Because they didn't touch Sideswipe.
Yeah.
New Age did the Dotsons, and Magic Square didn't touch them. And honestly, I think the Magic Square Sideswipe and the New Age Dotsons were both bad. So I'm glad that they finally stepped in and gonna help each other's. But this one, if they don't do some more work on it, its head is way too small.
Yeah.
They need to revise that. That doesn't look good.
But do you think this is where paint is lacking, or just the right colors is making it worse and look worse than what it could be?
You could be right. There are visual tricks that will definitely get my Gestalt principles going, and I will think it looks right if
Yeah.
they do it just right. So we'll see. But right now, not loving it. I have faith in them.
And you mentioned New Age, and they're daring to be stupid with their new release of 75 Wyatt, their version of Redgar.
It's crazy how long it's taken to get a legend scale Rekgar.
Yeah.
I think he's the first.
Well, I was reading John Battle's comment. I picked up the King Toys Legend Scale Bronto, Solid, and Stego row. They're pretty big for their size, and they came with mini bots. I also picked up Alexa and the Blockies. You got a haul, sir, and make sure to wear gloves when transforming those King Toys, because they can be pointy and sharp.
Yeah.
So Anna, looking at this Redgar, it's very similar in design to what we got from Hasbro. Like,
It just looks like the Studio Series.
yeah.
Like it just
And
looks like a downscale.
Yep. Like there might be a little bit different how like the legs flip up into the rear of the bike, but everything else looks pretty much the same.
That's so similar. Like, wow. Like really similar. Just looking down at mine and thinking, is that the same toy but smaller? That's crazy. And like seeing that Ultra Magnus again just keeps reminding me I need to get that Ultra Magnus. I need to get the a new one, basically. Like theirs is good, but I like Magic Square's better.
Yeah. And we are gonna get every junkie on, because New Age repaints, retools like a mofo back to back to back to back. It's like how many of those Ankylosaurus Volcanicus kits did we see? Like, it was nuts.
I swear it was 6. It was a lot, just so fast.
It's like what we got: Toy, Comic, G2, Shattered Glass, and then Toon. So there's at least 5 that I could think of off the top of my head.
Toy, Comic, Cartoon, G2, Shattered Glass. Yeah, it might only be 5.
Still.
Only.
Yeah. And it was all like in the same week when those went up for pre-order and probably released. I mean, I remember just seeing images like crazy.
It's wild.
But,
yeah, this is cool.
Yep. So yeah. So are you in on this, even though you're more of a Magic Square fan? Was this one that you would pick up through New Age? Looking at it?
I kind of think I've pretty much settled in to letting Studio Series be my Transformers the movie.
Okay.
Because I really do think they've done a great job with them.
Yep.
Overall, that Astrotrain is terrible. But overall, I think, Hasbro has made a really nice representation of the movie cast.
Yeah.
There's a few holes. Like, I think the Ultra Magnus has some major flaws. The RC has some major flaws.
Yeah.
But, as far as a full set of the characters that all go together, I think it's probably the best out there right now, other than MP.
Yeah.
So I've kind of gone that route instead of...
It would almost be really
Legends.
cool if Blockies did like a classic class RC 86 style.
to replace.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now that Studio Series RC they made is kind of terrible, and the Siege style RC was not. It doesn't go with them. It goes better.
I mean, would you say probably other than Missing Link, the best RC might be Azalea? Is it that? Is that MMC's?
Gosh, I think it depends on the scale, because I own most RC toys. I'm only missing a few. And I would say that my favorite is probably actually New Age. So if you go Legends, I do think they made an amazing RC. Like, it's really, really good. I think that out of the MP scale ones, it really depends if you want accurate or best looking overall. Because I do personally think the Fan Toys is the coolest, but the most accurate is probably the MMC, the Azalea. Azalea 2, not the original, because the original was that old comic style. They were kind of going IDW homage.
Yep.
So I would say that. Not Zeta, that's for darn sure.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The one I settled with was the Takara. It has its issues, but she looks
some bad issues.
Yeah. Speaking of issues, how many times has this been issued out? Well, they're cassettes. So Toy Dojo teased who's next in the remix line of MMC. So I'm assuming this is for TFCon. They didn't hashtag TFCon, but this is typically where we see something from the remix line.
So Mastermind Creations has done most of the cassettes at this point. They had a prototype of their Rat Bat on display, I want to say like 2 years ago, it feels like. So I think that this is a teaser for Rat Bat, personally. I think that they're going to have a small quantity of Rat Bat, just like they had a small quantity of the last two at their first appearance. It might be too soon, because we did just get our little Rhino friend not too long prior.
Right. New mold.
It's a new mold, and they haven't repainted it yet. But I still think this is probably a teaser for Rat Bat.
Yeah. And that Rat Bat will look really good with those chrome weapons on its back, too.
It's going to look great.
Yeah.
Now, before anyone corrects me, I know there is a Rat Bat in that picture. There is the weird Senator Rat Bat in the Rumble and Frenzy mold. But we haven't got a Bat.
Right.
And if they do the Bat, that means they'll do a Ween Thane. Oh, and I love Ween Thane. So I'm excited.
You know what I was thinking? Like, didn't they show like prototype images at the last time they were in Orlando for Rat Bat? Wasn't that the first time we saw Rat Bat? And that was
that sounds right, because I think of it as being 2 years ago. So
yeah, that's crazy.
So that seems right.
They've teased us that long.
So I think it's going to be their Bat. Now, there are so many more they can do. You know, they could do all sorts of. There are an infinite number of ways they could repaint the cassettes if they get creative, especially if they do weird stuff like the Senator Rat Bat.
Yeah,
they
could do a repaint of the ram horn and then have like in-hand colored prototypes or whatever, EP ones or whatever they're called.
And they could even do a first release of the Rat Bat and then still do Shattered Glass Ram Horn as the convention exclusives. Or they could do Sundor. I'm just saying. They could bring back their bird. They could finally do Sundor. And I could be happy to have all 3 Kids Players cassettes.
Yeah, I mean, that would be kind of nice if they completed that.
Yeah, I would love that.
One more thing, like before we go into the comics, I shared this in the Discord, and I want to share it on here real fast because I just thought it was funny, and we've talked about this before. They're typically TFCon exclusives, but let's see. Hold on, let me share my screen. Let me remove this. I'll share screen. Facebook. All right. So Toy Dojo posted this a little bit ago. They shared something from TF Source. So in their comment, it says extended remix or no. So TF Source is like, hey, Toy Dojo interested in coming from an extended remix collection. If remix drops one more tape, you could stock an entire record store, and they're showing all the color verse. And then Toy Dojo is like extended remix. Nah, we're building a greatest hits albums. Meanwhile, y'all are over there running a paint aisle clearance sale.
Harsh.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, like they repainted the hell out of this mold, and then these were on clearance at Show Z. Like these sold for like $150 at the convention, and now they're on like Show Z for what, $80, $90?
$80, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought this was funny. I think it's like artificial beef. So Collecticon is this TF Source beef. I think it's just artificial beef. I mean, they're both always at the con, right? Do you see them? Do you see like a little jet shark type rumble going down in the middle of the floor?
Yeah, they're probably just having a friendly beef.
Yep. So, well, are you ready to get brutal?
I'm ready to get brutal. I'm ready to have some murder and PTSD and all sorts of wonderful things. Because if you thought Transformers was a little darker in this incarnation, just wait till you get to G.I. Joe.
Yep. So this week, hopefully everybody did their homework. We were supposed to read issues 1 of Duke and issue 1 of Cobra Commander.
And I read a bunch of pages of both because I have no idea where the issues end. So let's see if I read enough.
All right, so we are leading off with Duke number 1, and we kind of get an introduction to Duke. He's like the soldier that everybody, wants to be.
Yeah, he's very much like a stoic version of like a Captain America style character because he wants to be in the field, but he looks like he's kind of a rough and tumble stoic character.
Yep.
He also looks like he gets younger after these scenes because like when I was looking at him in these pictures, I'm like, wow, Duke's like pushing 50. And then when we get to scruffy Duke later, it's like, oh no, he's like 30.
Yeah. So we get a little recap of Duke telling, it's Colonel Hawk here, but a lot of us know him as General Hawk, of what happened, and like the government's redacting all of this that happened and claiming what Duke saw didn't happen.
I'm trying to cover up the robots.
So if you guys remember, Squish, Starscream made his introduction to Duke.
And his friend got squished.
And this artwork is a little bit bland, but I really like how they captured the Squish and his visor of his the goggles of his helmet.
They did, yeah.
So Hawk doesn't believe him, or Hawk won't give him answers. So he gets pissed off, storms out, tells him to go on leave. And then Duke goes on leave, and then he ends up in the depths of some conspiracy theorists / UFO / maybe crazy people's place.
And I want us to think about the fact that 6 months passed here, because I'm not sure 6 months has actually passed yet in Transformers as of now.
Yeah.
It definitely has as far we've read, but I'm not sure it has even up to where it is current. So this is pretty far in the future. Well, for comic time.
Right.
So yes, he meets the UFO people, the crazy enthusiasts, and the true, authentically I know stuff lady that's running it.
Right. Oh, and yeah, as Zaldron said, there is like a Dr. Mindbender reference in that under that UFO book. Yeah, I caught that as well.
Show up later.
Yeah. But do you catch some of the images in the background of her stuff? There's looks like a picture of the Ark, And
Yep.
is that the Weather Dominator or the other weapon that
Oh, the mass
Destro made?
device?
Or is it the mass device?
It might be. It's one of those. It's
I
definitely
think
one
it's
of
the
those.
mass device because it has the cylinder things. It's the mass device. Look, I have a mass device cylinder right here.
Oh, G.I. Joe references.
Yep.
Ooh.
So what? She leads him to Mars Industries, and we all know who's the head of Mars Industries, right? So we get the first look at some of our traditional Cobra vehicles. We get to see the Hiss, not tank. The Fang, some snake armors. Looks like some bats down there on the bottom right. And what's the little glider thing? The Fang? Is that what it's called? No, that Fang's a helicopter. Why can't I remember what the little glider thing's called? I'm sure somebody will say it in the chat. Do you remember, Anna? Claw.
Nope.
Trey is on top of it, sir. Thank you, sir. But yeah, so Duke gets caught. This is our 10-foot tall Mercer.
You think he's 10 feet tall?
I mean, he looks huge.
I realized that I was going to make a, since I just kept my mouth shut when you were asking who the leader of Mars was, I was going to make a joke that I was misinterpreting this Destro statue as Colossus, but then I realized how much that Mercer looks like Colossus. And I was like, no, people are going to think I'm really confused if I make that joke.
Right. So yeah, the Duke kind of goes a little toe-to-toe with Mercer, and but still it takes like all the troops to subdue him, and Destro says, get him out of here. We don't want other people nosing around. If we kill him, other people will come after us, because he's already got files of Duke and the Adele Burkhart that sent him here.
I never knew how much I would like Scruffy Duke, though. He looks so much better as Scruffy Duke.
Yeah.
I always thought Duke was such a boring-looking character.
Well, and like I've kind of commented on the artwork, how kind of simple and plain it is. But that panel where he's like, I knew it. Like, you see, like, the crazy and, like, at the same time, like, being, like, what he's been thinking this entire time. He's seeing it. Like, it's real.
So the art for Energon Universe so far has been very simple, but it's all very good, right? Like, it's all very much people who know how to draw a story. So you can't really complain about it. Like, you might not like it as much, but it is really good storytelling art.
Yep.
Like you said.
And so Duke gets released, and he heads back to the doctor's place, Dr. Burkhart's, and everybody's been slaughtered.
Duh.
So we can assume it's probably Destro's people, but are the police on Destro's payroll, or is it his people dressed up as the police? Because they are shooting first and don't even give a shit about questions, because they are just he's got a gun and just fire at will. Remarkably, he gets maybe hit once and escapes. And we get our first look at CoverGirl, Stalker, and Rock and Roll. And Rock and Roll is 100% the classified design of Rock and Roll. The first version. And I think CoverGirl sort of looks like it too, her head sculpt.
Yeah, a little bit more. More. The face sculpt isn't really, but the hair is definitely an homage in the rest of the outfit.
Yep. So Hawk is building a team to get to hunt Duke down.
You can definitely tell in that first scene that Hawk is just pretending not to believe.
Right.
So,
yeah, he knows. Yeah, he knows more. But yeah, so this is where we ended. Did you make it this far when you was reading, Anna, or did you get past?
I did.
Okay. So on your book, it doesn't say next issue, Man on the Run. It just says
It just introduces them, and then you go to the next page.
right. All right. So I think probably of all the Energon that I have read, the Cobra Commander issue 1 is probably one of my favorites.
Wow. Okay.
And I'll expand on it when we get to those panels, but
Yeah, it starts pretty like, I don't know. You don't think anything's all that different, right? It's just a goofy Cobra Commander goes into the bar. He's kind of sort of looking like old Snake there from that one episode, that one time. Shows up, gets made fun of for his lisp, and he just wants to borrow a car. That's it. He's a nice guy. He gets told no, and well, he does what any normal citizen would do. He just murders the guy.
Yep. And you know what this kind of reminds me a little bit is Man of Steel. Have you seen that? And where Clark's works at a bar and then he gets picked on, but instead of killing the guy, he wraps his truck around a telephone pole, and so there's kind of a little bit of parallels. But
Cobra Commander is no Clark Kent hair.
Yeah, that's right. He did kind of do something like that in Superman too, but the blood conveniently looks like a Cobra symbol.
Oh, he definitely drew that. He definitely sat down there. He drew it with his finger. He was like, I'm going to draw my symbol.
So now we are time hopping. So we are, as it says in the panel before. So like the first panel is just like Cobra Law. It's like this peaceful place. And then all of a sudden, pandemonium, there's an explosion. We find out there is some citizens of Cobra Law trying to break into the science department. And we get this somewhat looks like a leader of the science department telling everybody to retreat. Now, from the original cartoon from Sunbow, Cobra Commander was a citizen of Cobra Law. He got disfigured. He was blue. He looks a lot like this guy.
He does, yeah.
But this is where Energon changes, and this is what hooked me right at the beginning of Cobra Commander. That is not Cobra Commander. That is some punk bitch that the real Cobra Commander just takes out like a boss. Like, this is not Cobra Commander. The little buffoon that wanted to retreat because the odds were stacked against him's Cobra Commander. Who is this guy? And he's wearing like version 5 Cobra Commander outfit, like the one that came with the little glider that shot off the catapult. Do you remember that late, like mid-90s Cobra Commander? That's what it's loosely
not that
based
enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so he took out the coward and is using some of his tricks to kind of subdue the would-be attackers, but somebody was foolish.
And they held a grenade, so everybody blew up.
Yep. And then I thought this was really cool to like show how there's similarities in healthcare, but organics.
Yeah, this is definitely some like weird Cobra Laws and Elf Civilization Underground version. It's really kind of amusing.
Yep. So they have given him a new outfit with a new helmet, and he's kind of reflecting, and then Pythona arrives and tells him he's summoned. Who could be summoning?
It's another deep cut from the movie.
Yep. So he enters the palace, and we get our first look at Globulus. And basically, he's telling him, "You betrayed me. No, I didn't betray you. I was doing this, for the betterment of Cobra Law, but it's still against their way of life because we'll find out what he's working with, but it's not organics."
Organic. But it's life. Can you guess what?
Yep. So then he's like, I thought this was a really cool move where he's talking about, yeah, I healed you because I wanted you to be killed in front of me. And
very dramatic.
Yep. And then using technology, not organic technology, but mechanical technology. Cobra Commander says how he's not a good fighter, but he can use things to fight for him. And takes out 3 royal guards with his tricks, with his little bugs, Insecticons, maybe.
Insecticons, I'm calling them.
Let's see. Next up, here's the big reveal. Who he's learning his technology from is non-organic.
He has Megatron captured with no arms.
Yep. I think no eye.
And no one eye.
Yep.
He must have one since it glows.
But yeah, he's been working with Megatron. Well, he's been torturing him, and Megatron's been telling him about the wars in space. And you can see not an Omega Guardian, or yeah. And as Cobra Commander leaves to go to the real world, Megatron wakes up.
He looks happy. They must just be friends.
Yeah. He's like, I'm happy I have one eye. Thank you, Quentin. I appreciate you hopping in and checking this out. It's funny, Trey, you mentioned that. I think I might hear Burgess Meredith's voice for Globulus as well. I definitely hear Chris Latta when I have Cobra Commander or Starscream.
I have trouble with it, just because the Chris Latta versions were not like this.
Yeah.
So I don't actually play Chris Latta in my head. I do for a minute when I look at him, because I'm like, oh, and then he keeps doing all this awful stuff, and I'm like, I need a new voice.
Yeah. I was somebody was, I think it was Kevin Smith or somebody was, when they would talk about, that's when they read Batman, they hear the Batman and why can't I think of his name?
Kevin Conroy?
Yes, Kevin Conroy. Thank you. It was right there. But anyways, so now we come back to Cobra Commander, and thank you, Saldron. And he has a bodyguard or some guy with him who he calls a grunt. And I remember when they said that, it's like, there's no way he's got Grunt with him.
That's what I thought too. Because I have read the Cobra Commander miniseries before. That one I did read.
Yeah.
It's so horror movie adjacent that I was kind of like, I'm going to read this.
Yep. So one of the things throughout the dialogue, they're talking about he wants to use Energon basically as a way to help bring Cobra Law back, because Cobra Law is having they're having resource issues. It's kind of like why the Transformers came to Earth in the G1 original comics. Well, that's not why they came to. Well, I guess in the Sunbow it was kind of a part of the reason, but it was all about resources. Cobra Law is having issues with that. And he's traced some dark energon, or I don't know if we know it's dark energon yet, but he's traced an energy source in Florida. And the last reveal is the Dreadnoks hideout. And that is where we end issue 1 of Cobra Commander. And next week, we are reading issue 2 of Duke and Cobra Commander. What'd you guys think? Cobra Commander's a badass? Too dark? I know you've mentioned this multiple times. Like, you're used to the aloof, the buffoonery of Cobra Commander, and this was kind of a little bit of a shock.
Yeah, I like my original cartoon Cobra. You know, like it's kind of it's a conversation I've had with many other fans throughout the years, of why it's always been mentally okay as a fan of old school GI Joe and Transformers to be a fan of, you know, the Decepticons or Cobra. And part of it is because they are so cartoonishly ineffective that, you know, really liking any of those characters, you're just liking a cartoonish ineffective villain, not a psycho murderer.
Yeah.
And this quickly takes Cobra Commander into a very different direction.
Well, and that's what I like that whole like twist. Like when I read that the first time, like you were going this direction. You're like, all right, same old, here we go again. And then you get flipped 180. And you know, and I don't know if you could have purveyed that character without the action of him murdering that coward like he did. I don't think you could have got as big of a heel turn, if you want to use wrestling terms.
Okay. Did you not, when these came out, did you not read the preview of Cobra Commander before you read issue 1?
I probably did, because it was in the back of whatever comic came out first.
Because by the time I read the actual issue 1, I would have never ever expected that coward guy to have actually been him. You know, like I didn't have that moment where I thought that was Cobra Commander. I was like, oh, that's some guy Cobra Commander's about to shoot, because Cobra Commander is a really kill-happy guy.
I probably read that preview, but I didn't think of it. Because I think I was in the story knowing it was before. So I knew it was in the past. Didn't know how far in the past or how current in the past it was. True. So it got me.
I think more than Cobra Commander, what we're going to see in the next couple weeks from the Dreadnoks is what really got me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like when he's being tortured, and then, yeah.
Yeah, the Dreadnoks are really rough.
Yeah, Quentin, I saw that today when I got home this evening. It sucks.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that yet. That's very sad to hear.
I can't remember. Yeah, so issue 2, that's when they meet the Dreadnought. Yeah. So, what, you know, and I'm trying to think of a good way to say this. Like there is I want to read these comics, like, because I've been spoiled what happened this week, and it's like I want to know how we got there. And it's like I know we'll get there. We're gonna get there, you know, 2 issues a week or whatever. But some of the stuff that's been introduced in the Transformers stuff here these last couple of months, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be fun when we get there.
It's going a direction now that I would have never expected the Energon universe to go. And yeah. I just like, I'm really surprised. I really did not expect it. And, you know, maybe I'll say it out loud when we get there in 600 years. But, you know, there are certain assumptions I made early on in this Energon universe when these comics and the first few Transformers were coming out.
Yeah.
That were very disappointing to me about these comics. And I feel like at least the twist in the Transformers are really just turning that on its head. Yeah. It's like, no, we're going to do things a little different.
Does it almost feel like you've ate crow, I guess, is the right term to use? Or
no, not yet, because that part is less of what... That part's good. I like that part of the twist. But the main thing that I haven't loved as much of the Energon is just the level of violence and action movie style.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen that really change.
So, you know, the other thing, like, I'm not the best. I don't like spoilers.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that people are pumping this stuff out to spoil is a good sign for how strong this universe is.
No, I think so, because they're wanting to. I think they're at a. Gosh, it is so hard to talk about this without giving spoilers.
I know.
I think that they are at another, we need to hype ourselves up by having shock part
Yeah.
of the series. And
Yeah.
I think because Teled and I are here stuck in our slow-mo that we're going so we can do this as part of the show, which we're happy to be doing.
Right.
We're watching it and we're like, oh wow, we're pulled in. We want to see these new twists. We want to see the new shock factor.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other, we know that there's going to be an animated series. So if it's based on some of this stuff that we're hearing about, it looks fun. There's been reports now, so it's really weird. Now Netflix was going to buy Warner Brothers. Now Paramount's got Warner Brothers. Paramount owns Hasbro stuff, and there's talks that there's scripts being written by Danny McBride and somebody else. Two separate people are writing G.I. Joe scripts, and it's supposed to be like an 80s action movie oriented with maybe a little bit of comedy. And it's like, we might be getting spoiled here in these next couple years because of the success of these comic books.
Yeah. I hope that Hasbro gets it together and gets us some toy support.
Yeah. Yes, they have to. If there's not product out by the time that animated series starts airing, then somebody's dropped the ball.
Seriously, badly, because it's just.
Yeah. What's funny, to Collecticon's point, the spoilers are driving them nuts, loser post. I saw my first ones on the Chinese message boards, so I couldn't read what they were saying because it was all, all their language. But fuck the images. Oh, I got every bit of it from the images.
Yeah, I just straight up saw someone literally on a Facebook group post the entirety of issue 30.
Yeah.
They just posted in their comments, and I was like, well, I guess I'm reading this, because after I read the first couple panels, I was like, this is different.
Yeah, I saw the one panel and I was like, all right, well, I might as well go through them now. It's already that ship's already sailed. So
yeah.
Sorry to be so secretive and not talking about something, but the stuff's out there. If you don't mind it getting spoiled, and I know there's some people that listen and watch the show that are already ahead. So
it's honestly hard for me to go as slow as we're going, because it's I bought the first 3 because I was able to find good deals on them. I bought the first 3 hardcovers, and I want to just read it all. I love comic books, so I want to just read everything that's laying around. I'm trying to keep myself reasonable, because I got ahead for a minute in Transformers, and it was really hard to remember where we were. So I'm trying not to get ahead again.
Yeah, the last thing I remember is a certain character and a hiss merged, and that was about where I left off. So whatever was that, issue 15 or 16, I think. So
yeah, it's about where I left off too. I was honestly getting kind of with it when I kind of left off from it. Yeah. But I think that Revelations not too long after that would have actually gotten me hyped again if I would have kept going.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, it's rough to do 2 at a time, but I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna go ahead.
No, I think it's probably better if we stick relatively slow. Also, we may have mentioned it to those of you who are listening, but we're also doing, in our book club, we're going through the entire Marvel run from the Kickstarter, which is the entire US and UK Marvel run melded into this one delicious stew. Actually, it is a lot more fun than I ever expected it would be to go back and read that really ancient stuff. So, even though we're reading just 2 issues here, we're actually reading 4 issues between this and our book club.
Did you see they're doing another Joe Kickstarter with volumes 3 and 4, and then you can get volumes 1 and 2 again, and it's going to have the IDW stuff in it? So if they're doing that for Joe, they're going to do that for Transformers next.
They're going to do that for Transformers, yeah, they definitely are. I thought about doing the Joe one, but I never read Marvel G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And I never really wanted to, because I knew it was a lot more of a serious storyline. And I don't know. I like G.I. Joe how it was.
Yep.
I really
Quentin
liked
asked
G.I.
if-
Joe as a kid for humor. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, there was a lot of death and seriousness and consequences in that Joe comic.
There was, yeah.
That's why it's like the 50-year-old Joe fans I don't get, because they were fans of that, and I'm the fan of the campy Sunbow cartoon.
Yep.
And then Quentin, I'm not sure, does Cobra Baroness have her own comic? I don't think so. I know in Energon, Destro got a comic, Scarlet,
Yeah, Destro and
Cobra
Scarlet.
Commander, and Duke.
And then they
It's
go
not
straight
an
to G.I.
Energon.
Joe after that, I think.
But I know they've announced a mask that's tied into Energon. I don't know if they've did any other thing. And then, Joe has its own run. Like, I don't think we get into G.I. Joe till like around issue 14 or 15 in Transformers and Void Rival. So after about a year Energon was in, that was when Joe got introduced to their own book. I think it was around Free Comic Book Day, right?
I think so.
Like 2024 was when Joe got their own book. So
Something
around
like that.
May, June, that time frame. So, and if anybody hasn't been, with us or want to know what our reading order, or just listen every week, there is a site that we follow that has like the reading order. I can link it in the chat real fast. I just have to find it. But
we don't claim it's the official reading order or the best reading order. It's just one we found that made sense and sounded like it made an effort to put things in order, so it works for us.
It was single issues, because a lot of places were just doing it by trade paperbacks. So I just put that link in the chat. So anybody new, I think Quentin said he just joined us. So if you want to follow that link, that'll take you to the reading order and can help out if you want to play catch up or just go along with us. Like Zaldron mentioned, he's like, I might be buying Duke now. So clearly that some of that preview of Duke might have turned him around to wanting to pick up that book. So.
And we always like to encourage you, if you decide to pick up the comics, go check out your local comic store or Collecticon, because Collecticon has our discount code and he sells the issues, so you can get a hold of at least the Transformers there.
Yep.
Then maybe go to your local comic store and buy the G.I. Joe.
Well, I think for a low news day, we filled out our time slot pretty good.
We did. Well, I wanted to talk more toys because we hadn't talked like toys we had in hand. So I went on and went blah, 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 Severo. Go find this thing because it's old, So for the old stuff, that's always fun for me.
So Anna, last week you mentioned you might be posting stuff on your Instagram. Did you get anything posted on your Instagram? Nope. All right. Maybe then.
I'm not a poster.
Right. No, it's all right. I've only posted like 2,000 things in the last year, so I'll post for you.
Please continue.
Do you have anything you'd like to tout before we head off?
Nah, I'm good. You can just give your spiel, friend.
Well, you can follow me at Talib1980_collects. I am everywhere that is social media. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, Twitch. I post reels, shorts, whatever you want to call it, of news, images, toys, action figure related, Transformers related, third-party Transformers related. That goes up almost daily. Whenever something breaks, I might be the last one to do it, but I am the coolest that does it. And then all of those will get compiled to a live pre-record Tuesday at 1 a.m. and actually in an hour and 5 minutes on my channel. And that's every Tuesday. Then, as I mentioned earlier, on my channel, we will be live streaming a Blockies build. I will be doing Defender version, 5? I will be doing this on my channel. The only ones I won't be building is Onslaught and Swindle. I am saving those for next week for the Bruticus build. And that'll be at 10:30 p.m. on my channel. And then Saturday nights on my channel, if you've seen one of the cool cats in the chat by the name of Stew for Lunch, Abby, our producer, Lucida Base, who was also in the chat earlier, Creative Primitive, and Smudge Customs, we do a little show called Men on Films. We talk movies, topics. Last week we talked about some of our crushes in films. So come join that and listen to us BS. Sometimes, a lot of times, go off topic. Sometimes we talk about movies. Sometimes we just go off the rails. So check that out Saturdays at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then you're watching the Figure Fight Club channel right now. And I do some stuff on there as well. And this is Decepticast, where me and Anna talk Transformers news, Transformers toys, subjects. Sometimes we complain about our toys having weight loss issues. And then sometimes we praise when they do a good job. But and then we talk comic books, as we did this evening. Every week we'll be doing Energon stuff. And this show starts at 10:15 every Monday. Usually on the dot when I send Anna the link in time. And then Tuesday nights, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Or wait, 8 p.m.? Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern is open mic night. We'll put the StreamYard link in the chat. Anybody can hop in, talk toys, talk whatever we're talking about, show and tell. The only rule is don't be a jerk. Have some good audio equipment and come join us and have fun. We popped a few cherries these last few weeks. It's always fun getting new people in and trying to make them less shy. And then last, but definitely not least, is Friday evenings. It's the Plastic Journey show. It's primarily our interview show where we bring people from the toy community, that's either collectors, content creators, toy manufacturers, cosplay. And this week we have a special guest. Abby has a video, and play it.
We're collecting action figures in a world that don't make sense. We all share the addiction. We are not so innocent. From the vinyls to the shelves, we all share the same quest to collect them all, not go broke and do our very best. Welcome to the Plastic Journey Podcast.
So this Friday is special guest Woody 222. So join us this Friday, and yeah, that'll be a fun show. I don't think I've done some on screen stuff with Woody. Me and him did a trivia night one time on 3POA that I ended up winning. So, but yeah, before we kick out of here, I want to say thank you to everybody that jumped in and commented and just kept the comments going. Stew for Lunch, Quentin 5075, Figure Fight Club. See Zaldron, Toyamic Trey. I saw Jedi Ben earlier. Collecticon, our sponsor. Zakanen, always dropping the Bumblebee love. I saw HGC earlier. Shogun Omega. John Battle. If I missed anybody else, I apologize. I like to thank you all for hopping in. And tune in next week. We'll see you. Take care. Peace.
Good night.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures in talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club, stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. So keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.